TQL, this is Taylor.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. I was calling about the Ypsilanti, Michigan to Pinconning, Michigan tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We actually just got that covered.
All right, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye. This load was gone already, so we did not get any load information from him. Pick up in the morning. Let's just put like 80 miles to see if there's anything close by. 250 miles is gonna take him 5-hour drive at least, with like an hour or 2 hours waiting at the pickup and delivery. So that's gonna waste pretty much whole day, and he's trying to get to do multiple loads a day. One pick, one drop, delivers 15th, which is Thursday. That's fine. Actually, yeah, he might even be able to deliver this straight through because this is first come, first serve open delivery. In these cases, most of the time you can go straight through as long as you get there before 3 p.m. You can deliver same day. Let's see what they say about this loan.
Hello, you have reached the voicemail of Sam at SFL Companies. I am not at my desk.
This one does not answer. Let me see if this is the same number. Yeah, it's the same number. Let's try one more time.
Sam with SFL.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. I was calling about the load. Give me 1 second. I just lost it somewhere. Yeah, I was calling about the Detroit, Michigan to Granville, Michigan for tomorrow.
Yes, that one is still available. It's a one pick, one drop. Pickup would be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Delivery would be next day from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. What's the commodity on the load?
This is gonna be bale box metal on pallets.
Baled box metal on pallets, 100%?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And how heavy that's gonna be exactly?
It's gonna be 42,500 pounds. It might be a little bit less.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Can I have the rate, please? How much can you pay?
The rate on this one is 500.
$500? Okay. Let me ask my driver. Can you hold for a minute, please?
Sure, go ahead.
1 second. Okay, as you can hear, this guy provided me half of the details of the load, so I had to ask additional questions to find out all details about the load. For example, pickup and delivery cities. I think he mentioned that, but if he did not, you generally go with what's posted out there. So pickup and delivery dates and times, he already mentioned that. He said picks up, I don't remember, but it seemed like here, yeah, 9 to 4 p.m. pickup and delivery 7 to 3. Yeah, he mentioned the commodity. Commodity was baled boxed metals of some kind, and he said pelletized. I was asking him if that's 100% because that's never pelletized. If it's baled, that's never pelletized. But I know these guys, most of them tend to say, hey, it's pelletized and all kind of stuff, but it's actually not. They just lie. So we found out what the commodity is. We found out how heavy the load is. He said 42.5 or less than that, and he's paying $500. So these are basic questions you need to ask him if they do not provide them by themselves. Most of the time you will have all of this just by calling them. Just by calling like, hey, good afternoon. I was calling about the Detroit, Michigan to Granville, Michigan. Right away, he's gonna start talking about it, like pickup, delivery time, and all of that. Most of the time you will have everything, but in cases like this one, you don't have everything. You need to ask these additional questions and find out more. Right now, I'll try to negotiate, but I'll just throw too high of a rate so he says no to it. Because first of all, we don't hold baled anything. Baled, that dirts the trailer up, and that's not good commodity. He says palletized, that's not true. I'll just throw a rate for sake of it, just so you can guys see how the negotiations go. And I will put him back right now. Sir?
Hello? Yes?
Yeah, thanks for holding. I spoke with my driver. He's asking for 1,000 on this lane. Are you able to do that?
Wow, 1,000? No,
Yeah.
sorry, I can't do 1,000.
What would be your max?
I mean, the best I could do on this one is 550, but yep, that one is
550 max.
way over.
Yeah, I won't be able to do it, man. I'm sorry.
No worries.
All
Thank
right,
you, man.
thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. And that's an example of basically everyday talk with brokers. This was really good example. Sometimes they are pretty rude and they don't want to share any like details about the load. Even though you need them before you book a load, they just tend to not share all of them. If you're asking too many questions, they're just gonna hang up on you. And that happens a lot. You just have set of questions you need to ask them. If he does not provide answers to all of those questions, you're gonna need to ask him again for something that he forgot to mention. And important process in that is to remember what he said. I just told him I'm gonna speak to the driver, but actually I did not. I use that phrase a lot because even if I need time to think about it, I just tell him, hey, I need to talk to my driver. Can you give me a minute? Can you hold for a minute or something like that? Then I go and think about the load for a minute. I put cities on the Google Maps to see exactly how many miles there is, where the driver has to go through in order to do that load. That area where he's going to, is it a good area, not good area? Is it worth doing it? Then in my head, I basically figure out what kind of rate I can ask him. In this case, I know these guys, they do not pay a lot more than they already offer. So me asking for 1,000 was just to get them off the lines. But even if I have asked for 600, 650, 700, he would go maybe 50 bucks more, 100 bucks more at the top, and he will not pay more. Some other brokers will go more on the rate. They will pay more just by you asking for more. If this was a different broker, I would have asked like 700 or something. They would go up to like 600 or 650. Then in split second, I would know if that's okay with me, if that was the kind of rate I was aiming for. If I'm aiming for $600 from him, I'm gonna ask him for 7 or 750. You always have to ask more, so you have higher chance of him meeting you at your desired rate. If I was asking for 6, even if he could have done it, he wouldn't do it. So he would just say, hey, I can do 5, maybe 550, that's it. I wouldn't be able to get that. In some instances where there's nothing else, ton of truck in the area, no loads at all, your driver has to go. You see brokers posting email with his load. You don't have a way to call him. You email him, but email is way too slow to be able to book load fast enough. Sometimes I just click on the broker's name. I go more at DAT directory. It's gonna show me their profile on DAT. Over here, usually you have office phone number. You have their fax number, and this would be office information. If they have multiple offices, not always this phone number is same as this one. If there's this number and it's different than the first one, you choose this one to call. You might get lucky. That's rarely the case, to get through the line, to get to the person that actually knows anything about that load. But in those cases, you have nothing else to do anyway, so you just might try it anyways. It's better when they have a phone number so you can call them right away.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Let's call this one.
The mailbox of the person you are calling.
Okay, let's just go to a more dense area, like I would say Kenosha, Wisconsin. Looking for Texas, Louisiana, or even Georgia for tomorrow. Let's call this one.
Hi, Ted.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. I was calling on the load from Cicero, Illinois to Valdosta, Georgia for tomorrow.
Sure. What's the load number in the comments? We'll start with an 8.
Yeah, 89611.
89611. This is Chicago to Homerville, Georgia. Loads at 3 p.m. It's off Friday, 8 to 2. Pails on pallets, 41,600 pounds, has a rate of 22.50 on it.
What was the commodity again? I'm sorry.
It's like palletized buckets.
Palletized buckets? Okay, that seems all right. Can you hold for a minute? Let me ask my driver.
Sure.
1 second. Okay, in this instance, I already knew that's gonna happen because this guy posted 2 loads with 2 different cities. They have same load number. That's basically one load he has. He posted it differently. This load is actually Chicago, Illinois to Homerville, Georgia. As this posting says, this one was basically fake posting of some kind for whatever reason. This load, as you already heard, picks up at 3 p.m. It delivers Friday, open delivery 8 to 3, something like that. 41,000 pounds. He told me the commodity. I'm not sure if he said how much he pays for it. I'll show you an example.
No, he didn't say.
Okay.
No, he didn't say that.
Okay. When he doesn't say something and you forgot to ask, you didn't, it was kind of too quick to remember and all of that. You just go back to him and ask. I'll do that right now. Sir?
Hey.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot how much were you paying for this one?
You'd have to remind me which lane. We were Chicago to Homerville. That's
Yes.
what we were looking at. 22.50.
22.50. All right, give me another second, please. Right now, I believe this guy can go up to like 23, maybe 20, maybe even $2,400. But since this is a fake truck, I just have a feeling that he could do that much. I will ask him for more just to see if I was right. Sir?
Hey.
I spoke with my guy. He's okay with all the details, but he's trying to get 26 on the rate. Can you do that?
We don't have anything close to that.
You can't. What's the kind of best you can do?
I would ask him for 23.50.
23.50. Let me go back to him again. Can you hold for another minute?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. As you can see right now, he came up to 23.50, which was close enough to what I was expecting from him. If I had the truck over there, I might want that load, but since there is other loads, okay, this one pays $2,800, but has drop trailer. That means that load is not good. This is a kind of decent load for this kind of market. I would probably get him to like 24. That's it. He would accept me at 24, like going back and forth. But since I don't need it, I'll just tell him, hey, my driver is stuck at 26, and that's it. As you can see right now. Sir?
Hey.
I spoke with him again. He said 26 max, man. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You're gonna get a feeling of it after doing it for a little bit. It doesn't have to be a while, like 5-6 years or something, but after a while, after a month, maybe you're gonna get feeling by their voice, by their attitude, if they can go up on the rate or not. When I asked this guy for 26, he was like, no, I can't do it. Like, you would think that he won't even move like $20 on the rate, but he actually did. He paid $100 more than he was offering. I could have probably gotten like 24 from him if I needed the load, but I didn't need the load.
Emro,
Yeah.
what did you mean by fake truck? Like you were saying, this is a fake truck. So I didn't get that.
I'm just like posting random cities and looking for random
Okay,
loads that
okay.
I don't have truck for them.
Okay, I got that.
I'm just posting it just to show you guys an example.
Okay, so yeah, so this was a good load you're saying. Like if
That's based on you first want to see what's out there on the market. For this kind of mileage, 960 on loaded side, 70 empty miles, that's around 1,000 miles. You just go all over the load board and see what else is it out there. And if you see that this one pays the most for basically same lane going to the same place, then you decide it's a good one. But on its own, it's nothing. If you only call one load and you are not looking at on any other loads, you will never know if that's a good load or not.
okay.
That solely depends on how other loads are paying. That's it basically. Let's just sort them by rate. This is gonna sort loads by rate, only loads that have a rate posted. Those that do not have rate posted will not be, of course, sorted with this. You just go over for similar loads like this one. This one pays 28, but it doesn't work. It's a drop trailer. You have to stay at delivery for 2 days. That's waste of time and waste of money. Also, this load requires 250K cargo insurance, which most carriers do not have. How do I know that? Because they have 2 loads posted. This is basically same load. It has different delivery cities, but that's the same load. And most likely delivers to College Park, Georgia, but they posted twice for some reason. So 250K insurance, who has it and who can drop trailer for 2 days? This is not even a good price for drop trailer of 2 days, so you would need to negotiate that a little bit higher as well. Let's see other loads that have similar mileage. This one has similar mileage. This one is a little bit lighter. That also depends on the pickup time. Since the load we just called was 3 p.m. pickup time, which is kind of late. If my driver was empty early morning, I might be able to find something that pays in the same range, but he can pick up earlier. So I wouldn't take that load just because of 3 p.m. pickup, not because of the rate. The rate was fine, kind of. But because of the pickup time, it's kind of late for my driver, my imaginary driver. He's gonna be empty in the morning, so we're gonna look for a load that picks up earlier than that. This one has kind of similar mileage, a little bit more than that. That's actually the same load as this one. They're paying 25, but that depends on the details of the load. I will call them right now just to see what those details are. When calling TQL, you need to type number 8, and after that you need to type this number in order
Thank
to
you for
get
calling Total Quality Logistics.
Okay, I just clicked number 8.
If you're calling regarding an active posting,
3339424. And now it's gonna go to the broker.
was next to be answered. Calls are answered in the order received. Please continue to hold, and someone will be.
TQL.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. I was calling about the West Chicago, Illinois to Dallas, Texas for tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead with the post ID of the load.
Post ID was 3339424.
Okay, Illinois to Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it's available here. Pick it up out of West Chicago at 12 noon.
Okay.
And that is going to be tomorrow. Delivering into Garland, Texas on Thursday. Now I'm seeing a note here. They're 24-hour first come, first served facility. However, you are now they're telling me at this point it's possible.
Okay.
So all I'm seeing here is it's possible this could be a drop trailer at the receiver up to 24 hours. But it also is possible it could be a live unload. Would you be okay if that were a drop trailer?
I would not, honestly, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Right.
No problem, man. I'll let you go then. Have a good day.
I appreciate it. You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
In this case, he was kind of honest to tell me it might be drop trailer and might not be. Sometimes they're gonna just hide that. You will never know. But in this case, he was honest enough to tell me it might be drop trailer, which was deal breaker for me, and it's deal breaker for 90% of other carriers. I heard some questions.
Yes, me. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The drop trailer that means that driver has to drop their own trailer and pick up a trailer that's already loaded?
No, drop trailer means when he gets either to pick up or delivery, he needs to park at the dock and basically drop his trailer at the dock and leave facility for at least 24 hours up to it can take days and weeks, sometimes 5 or 6 hours drop trailer until they prepare the load, pack it, load it on the truck. But most of the time when they say drop trailer, it's at least 24 hours. Like we've seen like this one over here. That's the same load as this one. It says up to 48 hours. So basically 2 days. He's gonna have to stay at the receiver for 2 days until they get him unloaded. So they're holding his trailer. He doesn't have trailer to do anything else. So he's basically bobtail, just semi-truck, nothing on it. What he can do with it, he can go on truck stop and wait for their call, because they usually call, hey, we are done. They call the driver and he goes back, hook up his trailer and go with another loads. But these are risky because sometimes they say like 24 to 48 hours. It ends up being maybe 5 or 6 days. You will get compensated for that. For that, he will pay layovers. For every single day, he will pay layovers, but layovers tend to be between $150 and $250. And that's basically nothing if you're losing a week. That's not enough. So you generally want to avoid drop trailer loads at all. That what you mentioned, that was power only. So if your truck doesn't have trailer already, or if he does and he for some reason wants to drop it somewhere, take a different trailer from the broker and haul it that way, that's power only. Yeah. Let's see if we have somebody else to call just to compare. Okay, this one is a drop trailer, so $2,800 is not good. This one is possible drop trailer. We already called it just now. And we are down to this load, 27,000 pounds, 60 pieces of something. We can see pickup time already over there. We can see delivery date, which is 16th. I believe that's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. So pick up tomorrow, delivery Friday on this mileage. That's fine. That's what we're looking for. Rate for this kind of mileage, that's fine. It's paying better than the first load we called. That one was 2250. He came up to 2350. This one has roughly same mileage, pays more. As we're looking through the loads, I think that the first one we called was a decent one, 2350. He didn't ask for anything like this. It was not drop trailer, but it was late pickup. So I'm trying to find something different for him. This load is a team load. So basically it picks up tomorrow, needs to deliver next day. One guy cannot deliver it in a day legally. One driver, so it has to be a truck with 2 drivers in that are driving as a team. So picks up 9 a.m. I would assume it delivers in Dallas, Texas on Thursday, like maybe 8 a.m. or Chicago, Illinois to Dallas, Texas. This one is pretty heavy and pays 2350 in comparison to this one, which was 41,000 pounds. And we got him up to 2350, kind of a better deal there. You're not going to call every single load out there ever, basically. You're going to search through them, especially when you do know brokers and how they act. Like I just basically ignored all Landstar Ranger loads because we can have problems with them. Let me just call them just to give you an example. If they do answer, let me see if there's any other Landstar load. You look at the rate. This is kind of mileage that we were looking for, like 1,000 miles comparing to the first load. This one has exactly that, but look at the rate, $1,700. That's way too low. They have posted their calling number in the comment section, but it's the same as this one. Sometimes it's not same. This is gonna be like direct line, and this is gonna be our office line. So you would always want to call this direct line if there is one. But in this case, it's the same number with extension 782. So when I call it, when it rings out and when their kind of music starts, I can type this number to get to this guy. And we will do that right now.
Hello and welcome to Landstar LGT Agency. This call can be monitored or recorded for
82.
We are sorry, there is no one available.
Yeah, of course, they will not answer. But in general, that's basically it. We have these questions that we need to ask them if they do not already provide information and answers to them before we get to ask them. If they do not, you need to ask them, can you tell me more details about this load? And he's gonna basically tell you everything. If he does not, again, let me see, TQL is calling me. Dispatch.
Hey, this is Dennis over at TQL. Has that short run been completed, boss?
Let me check. I'm not sure.
All right.
Okay, yes, actually, yes, he's already empty. It's completed.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Just TQL called me on a different load that we're doing for them. I already mentioned you, this guy is a real truck, not like a fake truck that we're looking for. This is a real truck, and he just delivered to Warren, Michigan. I just checked text messages with my driver, and he already said he's empty. Broker asked for update, and they usually do that for every load you're doing for any broker. They usually either email you or call you to get updates. So I was able to see my driver texted me that he's empty, and I was able to provide him update right away. In the case that your driver does not text you, or you don't know if he delivered or picked up or something like that, you need to basically ask the broker, same as when calling for a load. Hey, can you wait for a minute? I'm gonna call him. Then you put him on hold. Then you call your driver to ask, and after that you go back to the basically to the broker and explain what the driver said. Simple as that. There's nothing complicated in that. Any load that we choose to call, it's gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna say, hey, good afternoon. I was calling about, let's say, Toledo, Ohio to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I always like to say for tomorrow if I'm looking for tomorrow. He might have loads for exact same loads for today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, basically every single day. You just need to tell him what day you are looking for. So basically in this case, that's going to be, hey, good afternoon, because right now it's already afternoon. Hey, good afternoon. I was calling about the Toledo, Ohio to Grand Rapids, Michigan load for tomorrow. He's going to say, okay, this load picks up in Toledo, Ohio, loads at 10 a.m. as we can see over here, delivers next day, which would be, if we pick up tomorrow, next day would be Thursday, delivers Thursday like 8 a.m. or something. If he stopped right there, I would continue asking him questions that he did not provide answers for. In this example, he said, picks up in Toledo, Ohio tomorrow at 10 a.m., delivers to Grand Rapids, Michigan next day at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then he stops, he makes a pause. Then I would ask him, what's the commodity on this load? Then he's going to continue talking. He's going to say, this is some kind of paper, empty plastic bottles, empty aluminum bottles for Red Bull or something like that. Then I would ask him, hey, how heavy is it? That's usually a question I ask. You can also say how exactly heavy it's going to be. So it's going to basically make him to think twice before he lies about weight, because you're asking about exact weight, and you're not asking for that just because you want to ask, but for some reason you're asking for it. Maybe your driver does want to hold something over like 20,000 pounds in this instance, and this one is just at 20,000 pounds. So if he says 21, it might not work for you. But if he lies about it, he says 20,000, it happens to be 22, your driver gets to pick up, they load him 22,000 pounds, then what now? Driver doesn't want to haul it, he cannot haul it for whatever reason. Then you have to call broker, hey, we can't do this load. He makes huge problem to himself and to you by doing that. So I like to say how heavy exactly the load is, just because of that. That doesn't prevent them from lying to you, but kind of sounds more serious. So he's gonna say, hey, it's 20,000 pounds. And then after that, I would ask, even though I see the rate posted, it's not always accurate. He might have posted for wrong rate or something like that. His number might be in the comment section, and he's not the person that has posted the load, and he has no idea how much the load posting has. So you always need to ask how much it pays if he does not mention it to you himself. Let's go over again. I was calling about the Toledo, Ohio to Grand Rapids, Michigan load for tomorrow. Then he would say, okay, that load picks up tomorrow at 10 a.m., delivers next day at 8 o'clock in the morning. He would pause. Then I would ask again, what's the commodity on the load? He would say like empty aluminum bottles. Then I would ask how heavy that's exactly. He would say that's gonna be 20,000 pounds or less, which is fine. Then after all of that, I would ask him, hey, how much are you paying for this one? He would say, I'm somewhere in the region of $1,000. If he said like that, something like that, then I know I have some playroom with him. He is willing to negotiate. In a different scenario, he would say, I have $1,000 and that's it. I can't pay $1 more. He would let you know right away, there's no negotiation. You want to take it for the rate or pass on it. So in this case, I can see he has some playroom. I would ask him, hey, can you do 13, maybe 13.50, maybe even 12 if I'm really liking already the rate he's offering over here, which I actually do for this kind of mileage. Then I would ask him, hey, can you do 12? He would say, I can get up to 10.50. I would have taken it for 1,000. I'm just trying to get a little bit more because why not? We always negotiate every day. That's part of the job. So why not? He says 10.50. I'm fine with that. Okay, let's do it. I just don't like to sound too happy about them going up like 50 or $100. So he might just call me like 20 minutes later saying, hey, I messed up. Like, I can't pay that much actually, or something like that. I just try to stay calm. If he says I can do 10.50, which is wow moment for me, I'm not gonna say, yeah, okay, let's do it. Yeah, that's good. You don't want to show any emotions about that. You just want to be straight, clear, and emotionless, so to say. Basically, he's gonna say 10.50. I would say that's fine. Okay, I'll do 10.50 this time. Like I would do it anytime, basically, but I'm just saying, yeah, I'll do it for you this time. And you go ahead with booking process. Then he will ask you questions. Questions remain, but now he gets to ask you questions. For example, what's your MC number? We had just an example a few minutes ago. Then he's gonna keep asking like, what's your name? What's your phone number? And quickly go to questions about your driver. You can't have a great pause with that either. So you can't say, hey, give me 10 minutes, let me find it. That sounds suspicious. Most of the time, you're just gonna remember. If you're working with couple trucks, after a week, you're gonna remember their phone numbers. You're gonna remember their names. Broker's gonna mostly ask just name, like Mike, and phone number. You provide them with that. That's it. And in some instances, they're gonna ask for a truck number. For example, truck number is 123. Trailer number is 1005. Example, just saying. You're gonna get that info from your driver, of course. You're gonna need that.